Swami comes in front of her and stands, looks at her, says nothing, does not give vibhuti, does not call her for an interview. It was in 1960 when my grandmother had some skin disease called, I think, leukodermia, where she had suddenly developed the white patches all over her body, including the face, when she was still very young. And she tried a number of doctors. She tried, this is back then in 1958, 59. She tried all kinds of holy people and saints. Anyone with any orange clothes, orange robe, she would go to them. She tried everyone. Nothing worked. She was quite exasperated. And then her sister once asked her if she would like to come to Puttaparthi, because there was one miracle man who does a lot of miracles and solves people's problems, takes care of their health problems, and if they have any other issues, he's very approachable. So that was the kind of description she gave. But by then, having tried so many of these sadhus, having tried so many doctors, my grandmother was quite uninterested. And she said, one more of these is not going to make any difference. So after a lot of persuasion, my grandmother said, okay, let's go, but we'll not stay there for maybe longer than 2 or 3 days. And those days, from Vizag, it used to take about 3 days to make the journey one way. And so they had about maybe 7 or 8 days and said, let's go there. So they come to Puttaparthi. My grandmother is seated. Swami comes in front of her and stands, looks at her, says nothing, does not give vibhuti, does not call her for an interview. And that was what she was told by the people when she reached there. That Swami does these things. He'll give you vibhuti, he'll call you for an interview, and your problem will be solved. So she came with that expectation. Swami did nothing. Second day, same thing. Swami comes and stands in front of her, looks at her and walks away. Does not say a word. He talks to the other people. No change. It was time for them to go one last darshan. Same thing happened. Still no interview. She comes back home quite dejected and said to her sister, see, I told you, nothing is going to change. All these people are the same. A day or two after they came back, she had her bath and was sitting in front of in the dressing table. And she looks at herself in the mirror. All the patches are gone. There was just one small patch of white on her forehead, which stayed with her through her life, as if to remind her that that would have been the reality if I had not intervened. The message to us is Swami does not have to wave his hands. Swami does not have to do something dramatic for a miracle or something to happen. In fact, I'm reminded of this, I think these 2 lines on the Krishna Stotra. Since this is Vrindavan, it's probably appropriate to say, and it's also a nice way of recollecting, which says, Mukam karoti vachalam, panghum langayate girim, yat krupat tamaham vande, paramanandam madhavam. The grace of the Lord can make the dumb speak eloquently, can make the lame climb mountains effortlessly. I pray and worship and meditate on that divine grace and effulgence which can make anything possible and happen. Quite often we forget this. We look for miracles. When Swami does something like this, we call it a miracle. Brothers and sisters, the truth is, when he does not do it, it should be seen as something out of the ordinary.